Om Shanti. Shantivan Murli, 2023 July 31. Essence. Sweet children, remember the Father. This remembrance is the donation of yoga to the world. The world will become pure through this and your boat will go across. Questions. Which children are looked after by Bab Dada himself in the final moments? Answer. The children who remain engaged in doing the service of changing thorn into flower over a long period of time and who are full helpers of the Father are looked after by Father himself in the final moments. Baba says, I will show my helpful children wonderful scene and scenery and entertain them a great deal. They will see a lot of happiness at the end and continue to have vision. Number 2, only the children who have made the lesson form of belonging to the Father and none other will receive the Father's help. Song. O beloved, come and meet me. Details. Om Shanti. The beloved and the lovers. The beloved is one and the lovers are many. All the lovers are calling out the one God. Innumerable devotees are calling out of him. What for? For happiness. A Kumari calls out to her beloved, come and meet me. What for? For happiness. An engagement takes place for happiness. However, you children know that since this is now the kingdom of Ravan, you cannot receive happiness from a beloved. There cannot be happiness in the kingdom of Ravan. All lovers are in the cottage of sorrow, and this is why they are calling out. No one calls out in the cottage that is free from sorrow. Since there is not any sorrow or suffering, why would anyone call out? The beloved is remembered by those in there is not any. The beloved is remembered by those in sorrow, whereas after you lovers find the beloved. Beloved, you are free from remembering him for a half a cycle. You now know that only the one Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is the sweetest and most lovely beloved. He is the highest and most elevated one of all. Here no human being can call himself the most elevated one of all. Although they say that God is omnipresent and say Shivoham, they are more elevated than one another, are they not? Among the sects, some sects prostrate themselves as a sign of respect in front of more elevated sects. However, only the one Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, has been remembered as the highest beloved of all. All remember him, and this is definitely for happiness. When there is a lot of sorrow, the lovers remember him a great deal. You children have not as yet experienced that much sorrow. A lot more sorrow is yet to come. Whomever you call out to would surely come. The Father also comes. By belonging to the Father, you receive the inheritance of happiness in a second. You children should have the faith that you have come into the lap of the Father. And so, you have received liberation in life in a second. When a child is born, he is taken into one's lap, and there is then the faith that one is an heir. This one is the unlimited Father. You now recognize him very clearly. There is no difficulty in recognizing him. There are many children. It is remembered that son shows father. There is no need for anyone to say anything. There are so many Brahma Kumar and Kumari. No one apart from God has a many children. Sri Krishna is a human being with divine virtues. Human being cannot have as many children. You know that you are a children of Shiva Baba. You can say that no human being has this many children. There are so many Brahma Kumars and Kumari. There is praise of Prajapita Brahma. People remember the Trikaldarshi, Supreme Soul. Only God can have so many children. So only when that incorporeal one comes here in a corporeal form can he adapt you. How could he adapt you? If he did not have a body, you have come into God's lap. You know that he alone is the beloved. He is the sweetest and loveliest one of all. The one whom you love is called the beloved. We know that our highest and high beloved is that one from whom we lovers receive evidence of happiness of heaven. We are personally sitting in front of him. On the path of devotion, they sing that by taking the name of Rama, people are able to go across. This is why they say Rama, Rama a great deal. Just they consider the river Ganges to the purifier. People go there and light a deepak. People go there and light a deepak, small earthenware lamp on a leaf, just as they have shown Sri Krishna floating on a leaf in the ocean, shaking his thumb. Those people light a deepak and place it on a leaf. A soul is also deepak, light. Human beings do not have full knowledge. For them, it has become a custom. They light a deepak and say that the soul goes across. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul is called the boatman. He takes you across the ocean of poison. Those people have heard this and created a custom. They further ignite the deepaks of soul. All of these things are symbolic. The soul has to shed this body and go across to the Supreme Abode. You know that soul are to go across the ocean of ignorance to the other side. The Father alone is the boatman. The Ganges cannot be given the name boatman. The boatman and the bridegroom are needed together. He takes so many back with him to the other side. They have given him many different names. However, is not that he sits you in a boat or a steamer and takes you across? You children know how you stay on the pilgrimage of remembrance. There is no need to say Rama, Rama with your lips. Human beings tell you to say Rama, Rama. They believe that they are donating that name. The Father donates imperishable jewel of knowledge to you. He says, sweetest beloved souls, remember me, your Father. This remembrance of the Father is the donation of yoga to the world. Remember Shiva Baba in faith. They call the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, Rama. But then they say King Rama is the Lord of the Raghu clan. You children now know the drama. You know all about who came from the time of heaven and how they will come again. Whatever has happened, it is all fixed in the drama. When bhog etc. is offered, that too is fixed in the drama. It is nothing new. You watch as detached observe. Each one is an actor. You know that everyone will play their part and return home in happiness. When someone dies, people say that that person has become a resident of heaven. You know that you are making effort to become residents of heaven. People go and live at Kashi. They go and sit on the bank of the river Ganges. They have a Shiva temple there and stay in constant remembrance of him. They praise the river Ganges and also Shiva. No one goes to sacrifice himself in the river Ganges. Truly, the purifier is Shiva alone. This is a secret. There is the Shiva temple there. Previously, they used to sacrifice themselves to Shiva in a special way. You can give knowledge to those in Banaras very well. Tell them, you are sitting here and there are the bank of the river Ganges and there is also the Shiva temple. So why do you surrender yourself to Shiva? Is Shiva the purifier or is the Ganges? In fact, Shiva alone is the purifier. People sacrifice themselves to God alone. God would not sacrifice himself to God. That is not possible. It is not that I am God and you are God. God would not become impure, that he would go to bath in the Ganges. You can quickly disprove the idea of omnipresent. You have to prove that the purifier is Shiva. Points are given to you children for you to explain. It is very easy and very good to explain at Kashi. There is the Shiva temple there and so he must definitely have come at some point. Shiva is always called Baba. He never received a body of his own. In fact, many children have the same Shiva. Hundreds of thousands too would have the name Sri Krishna. However, that Sri Krishna existed in the golden age. Devotee of Sri Krishna would pick up an idol of Sri Krishna and worship that. They would not worship a human being. Therefore, this proved that Sri Krishna exists in the golden age. Human being did not know who Radhe and Krishna. Krishna and Radhe were all when they ruled their kingdom. The father sits here and explains this to you. You are spinner of the discus of self-realization. No one can explain how Vishnu was given the name spinner of the discus of self-realization or what he did. The father is incorporeal. No one knows when Vishnu took all the ornaments in his hand. He understands that all of this is fixed in the drama. Those who created the picture of the path of devotion will do the same again. All of this is a predestinated play. The path of devotion continue for half a cycle and the path of knowledge continue for a half a cycle. You understand this thing? You must be enjoying yourself. your true lovers, those beloved are false. There is a difference between something real and something false. A false beloved and the real beloved. A wife call her husband love. You now know that we lovers have found such a sweet beloved. He is called the beloved and also the father. The father also has love. You at least receive the inheritance from the father. Father lovers do not receive an inheritance from their beloved. Instead of considering yourself to be lovers, consider yourself to be a children and you will get a taste of the inheritance. Shiva is called always Baba. Shiva Baba is never called Shiva husband. You must not cannot the name of Shiva now. Simply remember Baba. When children come, they are asked, when did you start to belong to God? Until someone become a child, he cannot receive the inheritance. He is the mother and father, and so you have to meet him personally. If you have faith but you die without meeting him, you cannot receive the inheritance. There are many who do not receive the inheritance. They become subjects. The father says, when you have the faith that one is that same mother and father, you have to come personally in front of him. Then you have to serve others and make them similar to yourself. You have to create subject and also your hair. That will not happen by sitting at home. You have to make effort. Some children do not tune the ocean of knowledge about this thing. The Sri Krishna Lila, divine activities of Krishna, are very well known. The divine activities take place in the golden age. They cannot take place here. They simply continue to copy them. You children can understand what will exist in heaven and what the palaces there will be like. Do not even ask about the thing there. Your mouth begin to water. The Father only gives happiness. You do not invoke the Father for sorrow. There is a lot of sorrow in the world. Finally, if a daughter-in-law happens to be very troublesome, she turns the family upside down. Baba has seen many such families. There is now very little time left. When you belong to the Father, He will help. If someone does not become an heir, how could he or she receive help from the one who gives the inheritance? The Father says, do not be afraid. Wealthy people are afraid. This Father is the bestower. You used to give to the poor in my name on the path of devotion, and you also used to receive a bar according to that. Now I tell you directly, belong to me and I will give you your fortune of the kingdom. Shiva Baba does not need to build buildings, etc. People ask you, since all the buildings, etc. are to be destroyed, why are you having so many houses built? Okay, but where would we then stay? The children who come at the end will also have to come and live here. You will see a lot of scenes and scenery at the end and remain in a lot of happiness. As that time comes close, you will continue to have many visions through Baba. Those who remain helpers will experience a lot of happiness at the end. At the time of sorrow, they will experience a lot of happiness. That happiness is wonderful. You lived comfortably in Pakistan too. Baba used to give you vision of how marriage takes place in paradise and how the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan is run. You will see a great deal if you continue to help Shiv Baba. Shiv Baba in changing thorn into flower. It is said when a child remains courageous, the father helps. You should remember such a beloved great deal. The world does not know this. There are so many children, and so they must definitely have the mother and the father from whom they receive a lot of happiness. This praise is not of worldly parents. You can see in a practical way how there are so many children. God, the Father, is the creator. When He creates you, He adapts you. Through whom? This creation is mouth born. It is very easy to explain this. You have now come into God's lap and you will then go into the laps of deities. Then you will go into the lap of devil. We go to the land of peace and then the land of happiness by being in God's lap. By being in the laps of devil, we go to the land of sorrow. Remember this mantra very well. Gopikas in bondage call out. Therefore, one effort of another has to be made for them. Baba would not be able to go to the little village. Baba comes and meets the children in the big cities. He has to go there. It has been explained to you how you have to surrender yourself. King Janak surrendered himself and was then told to look after everything as a trustee. You definitely have to sustain your creation. Consider yourself to be soul's trustee. Maya Ravan caused sorrow, and this is why there is no temple to Ravan. However, they do create effigies. Ravan has caused you a lot of sorrow. To the extent that Ravan has caused sorrow, accordingly they burn just as big an effigy of him every year. Shiv Baba has given you happiness and his temple is therefore very grand. There cannot be temple to Ravan who caused sorrow. They totally destroy him so that nothing of his is invisible. Shiv Baba's temple is visible. He is worshipped so much. In fact, only one Shiv Baba and none other is ever worthy of worship. You then become worshipper from being worthy of worship. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children. We should say Om Shanti, good morning to Shiv Baba. Essence for Dharana. Number 1. Stay in remembrance of the Father and remind everyone of Baba. Continue to make this donation, surrender yourself to the Father and look after everything as a trustee. Number 2. Watch as a detached observer the part of every actor. Constantly remain aware that you are completing your part and are to return home in happiness. Blessing. May you be a blessed image and always bless everyone in your complete and perfect form by becoming equal to the Father. Details. In Bharat especially, goddess and deities are remembered in the form of those who are blessed. However, only those who become equal to the Father and who stay close to Him can become embodiment that are blessed. If you are sometimes equal to the Father and at other time not equal to the Father, but are an effort maker, you cannot be a blessed image. The Father does not have to make effort because He is always in His perfect and complete form. When you remain equal to Him, that is in your complete and perfect form, you will then be called an image that is blessed. Slogan: run the intense race of remembrance and you will become a victory beads in the garland around the Father's neck. Om Shanti. Thank you.